We are back live in the Captain's Quadrant talking at the movies in section 31. Not section 31 and a half, even though we have a great author with us this week, and we are grateful to have Derek with us. Derek, how are you, sir? It has been a while.
Yes, Joe, Jason, thank you so much for having me. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to be on the Captain's Quarter. I'm excited to just talk everything Star Trek, Section 31, and my novel, the autobiography of Benjamin Sisko.
Absolutely. And we said he was a novelist, and we're not kidding. He really is. And it's a great novel, especially if you're a fan of Ben Sisko. As I said before, I am Joe Dove, and with me, as always, the illustrious Jason Roy Gaston, my co-host, who is so excited to talk about this movie. I think this is one of the biggest moments of his podcasting career, is to get into this one. He's look at the joy in his face to talk about this movie. How you doing, Jason? Good?
Oh, hello. I'm so glad you remembered I'm here.
I was building you up, man.
Not that great, to be honest. Not that great.
Oh.
No, I didn't say good. I said not that great.
Well, I mean,
why don't you ever listen to me? You never listen to me.
I listened to you. I said, because not that great is not good. If you were good, then I'd be like, okay, great. We're going to keep rolling. But instead, it was not that great. So, all right. Well, we're here to talk about what you clicked on that thumbnail. I'm going to throw that bad boy back up again. We're talking about Section 31, the new movie that was stream released. Yes, stream released on Paramount Plus this morning. And of course, I believe Derek, got to see it in the theater.
Yes, 2 days ago on my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Thank you, which was great. Yes. So that was a lot of fun to go and be invited to see it and hang out a little bit. I was supposed to hang out with the Sci-Fi sisters who were also there, but I didn't get a chance to hang out with them because they were doing their thing on the red carpet, and they'll be showing that later on, probably either this month or early next month. But that was a lot of fun.
Sci-Fi sisters do belong on the red carpet.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. They belong on the red carpet. The Sci-Fi Sisters show is a phenomenal show. I'm now with them with Soul of the Story, my podcast show, and we're all having a wonderful time. But the premiere was fun being a premiere, seeing a lot of familiar faces there, seeing members of the Discovery cast. Michelle Yeoh was there, and she had a wonderful speech before.
She mentioned me.
Did she mention me?
Oh,
no, she was going to mention me and you guys, but it must have just slipped her mind.
Yeah, that happened.
But she
understandable.
had this one thing that she said at the very end of her speech, which I thought was beautiful, and she said, "Let's get ready to set our phasers not on stun, not on kill, but on fun."
Oh.
Right?
No, I think that's something we said once a long time ago on one of the early Captain Squadrons.
He totally ripped us off.
She ripped us off. We're used to it. We're used to it.
But that was great, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is cool." That was cool. So everybody loved that. Everybody loved that. It was a lot. It was great to see it. It was great to see it.
That's a great birthday present, and that is said by our friends at the Crusher Convo podcast. We're going to say a quick hello. We're not pulling up your comments just yet. That'll be in Fire at Will. But we're going to say hello to the man that was in the movie. That is D-Man, Damon, who was in Section 31. Awesome sauce. And of course, My Figure Universe. Hello. Good to see you all in the chat. All right. Well, we got a movie to talk about. And we got to talk about it. We're going to have a familiar spot that you'll see later for those that are longtime fans of the Captain Squadron.
Thanks.
All right, nothing like a little flatulence to get us going.
What you just witnessed was the Vulcan writing the script for Star Trek Section 31.
Oh, no, that bad, huh? Well, we're going to start with Derek, who we're going to give you your time to give us your just first impression, your first contact with them.
Oh, you're going to start with me?
Yeah, if it gets
No pressure.
No pressure.
You're your own co-host, though.
All right, I'll say this. As a writer, right? As a writer, and of course a long fan of Star Trek, I'll say this. I love talking Star Trek. I love criticism, but I think constructive criticism is always the best. So I think there were things about this that I really enjoyed, and I think there were things about it that I don't think hit the target that they were trying to hit. And so I was thinking the last couple of days, like, why is that, right?
Yeah.
And there's these things that I call the 4 foundational elements of Star Trek, which is exploration, science, friendship, and hope. And when you have those things in an episode of Star Trek, they seem to really work really well together. And I didn't see those in abundance in Section 31. And I think that is part of the problem. Also, it really didn't refer to a lot of Star Trek in and of itself, or it didn't even refer to a lot of Section 31. And the whole point of Section 31 is that it does the things that the Federation, the Starfleet, can't or won't do. Right? So it takes those 4 foundational things, and Section 31 says, we love those things too, but we'll do whatever it takes to adhere to and to make sure that those things are happen for everyone that lives in the Federation, no matter what. We'll rob, pillage, kill, steal, we'll do whatever it takes. And I didn't see a lot of those elements in this film.
No, more like an action movie. Jason Roy Gaston.
Yeah.
You're muted. You're muted for some reason.
Oh, he's muted. Yeah.
I didn't mute you. You muted you.
Sorry, I'm sniffly. I got allergies. I'm not going to go into detail like Joe happens to sometimes.
Well, let me tell you, the beginning of this movie. No.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you. So yeah, I feel like I just heard from an ambassador, like the Vulcan ambassador just came in and was diplomatic, and now the Klingon is like pushing himself up on stage. This is quite simply the worst thing that has ever bore the Star Trek name. Right. I mean, hands down, it's not even close. William Shatner is out in the middle of the street in the rain with his hands up in the air going, "Wow!" because he's no longer responsible for the worst thing with Star Trek's name on it. Not by a long shot. Right. This is... maybe Code of Honor is worse. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, boy. But this is definitely like bottom of the barrel stuff. It is so bad that it's almost fascinating. Just how off the mark they were. It's like, here's the target, and their arrow landed out there in the parking lot somewhere. It's just incredible. They missed on everything. They missed on the writing. They missed on the story. The actors are some of the worst that I have ever seen. I know a lot of people think that Neelix is the worst character that's ever been on Star Trek. I vehemently disagree. Neelix was an angel, and quite frankly, you bozos don't deserve him. But no, it's not even close now. Fuzz. Mother fuzzing Fuzz is... Every time this character was on screen, I became vehemently angry. Wow. Just wow. His horrible, irritating falsetto laugh, those stupid mannerisms, the ever-changing accent. Every time he was on screen, I want to say he stole the show, but not in a good way. It's like somebody walks out. It's like if somebody's giving a speech and their zipper's down, and you can't stop staring. You're just like, that's Fuzz. Wow. That's what Fuzz does to this movie. Fuzz does bad things. Well, I have no.
No, because we have a whole other section to get into the good and bad. So this is just
okay. It's bad. Okay. It's bad. Right, I hated it. I'm angry, and I've lost all hope.
All right, we're gonna get into the good and bad. I just wanted to say thank you guys for joining us tonight. We appreciate it to see all of you. We really want to just reiterate, if you subscribed or if you haven't subscribed, be sure to ring the bell. And if you've done both of those things, be sure to like this video, because it helps us get out there in the ether. It helps us grow our quadrant so that everybody can be in the captain's quadrant, hang out and have a good time, and hear how much he hated this movie. So now, I didn't hate it as much as he did. I thought it was a good action movie. and the range of Alexander Kurtzman's Wild Trek franchise universe. And will I watch it again? I saw it twice today. I don't think I can watch it again because I absolutely thought that it could have been a lot better, and I was really hoping for a different story. So I'm going to say that's one of the main reasons why I didn't like it. That and a lot of other reasons, but we'll get into that in our returning segment for Only Movies.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Yes, Pros and Cons returns. I'm going to let Jason's tirade of hate continue because it is time to get into Pros and Cons. Go for it, Jason.
Okay, so I'm going to start out with the pros.
Okay.
It ended.
Okay.
Here are the cons. Bad story. Bad actors.
Oh.
Bad dialogue. Oh my gosh. They were trying to out Suicide Squad the Suicide Squad. Just the most stilted, awkward, corny dialogue among each other. It never sounded natural. Even, okay, Michelle Yeoh is a goddess. All right. She is beautiful. She is talented. She is the entire package. Even she looked like she was over it. It looked like she was waiting for this project to get off the ground for so long, and by the time it did, she was just like, I just want this over with. And I'm just going to boil this down to one thing, and that is the gigantic plot hole that looms over this entire accursed presentation. And that is, why in the world was this a secret Section 31 mission? Because you literally have a universe-ending doomsday device that's going to explode, and you've sent a ragtag fleet of idiots with a garbage scow? No! Call the fleet! Call every single ship! Captain Kirk, Captain Sulu, Captain Chekhov, everybody! Their ships need to be going in, full phasers, torpedoes turned up to 11, and they need to be blowing stuff up. You don't send a flea in a mech suit and a walking garbage can and a Delton who's in the movie for like 5 minutes. You don't send these idiots. You send people who know what they're doing with the resources to back it up. Jamie Lee Curtis is a bad boss. She's a bad boss. She should have sent more people, or she should have got on there. Hey, there's this thing's going to blow up the whole universe. You think maybe you guys want to help?
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
At the end.
Oh.
You said you watched this twice. You lied.
I did watch it twice. I don't think I made it to the final episode, like the last bit of stuff. I was like,
Like, literally, that's the only part of the movie that surprised me. I was like, this movie is so boring. Nothing's surprising me. I'm predicting everything. Holy crap. Is that Jamie Lee Curtis?
So I guess we should say there are spoilers, right?
Yeah, we're doing them a favor.
Go, right?
Doing them a favor.
All right. So can I say some stuff?
Yeah, of course.
Fine. Fine.
All right. So I think there are pros and cons here. So the pros are obviously Michelle Yeoh, right?
Yeah.
Obviously,
Goddess.
I liked the early Terran stuff. I liked the score, and I really liked a lot of the effects. I think I've been thinking about this, and I think the problem that a lot of people are having with this is that they don't see the connection of Star Trek at all, or not a lot of it in this. And if this was another franchise, or if this was just some kind of standalone sci-fi film, I think people would be like, "Oh, this is really cool film. It's a really cool action romp." But because it didn't have certain Star Trek tenets, it upset people. And for me, there were a few things that I know I would have done, and it would just put it back into the Star Trek realm, Star Trek universe. So since we're doing spoilers, when San killed the Delton, right? When he killed the Delton, I thought Slow killed her. I didn't think he was killing her. I thought, because we've seen in Star Trek history how you can shoot someone with a phaser, but it actually looks like you're killing them, but you're transporting them. And I thought she was in on it.
Right.
And I thought that would have been cool if she was like one of the people in on it. And what I thought was going to happen at the end with Godsend was that Section 31 knew all of what was happening already. And they were just getting the Empress to help them get this thing because they wanted to use it to destroy the Alpha Quadrant in the mirror universe. And then it would come down to the Empress having to fight to save the mirror universe, right? And then that brings it all back around to what Section 31 does. They're like, we don't care that we're destroying the Alpha Quadrant in the mirror universe. What do we care?
Right.
You know? And then that would have tied into Deep Space Nine, because in Deep Space Nine, we know that the Federation or Starfleet kind of fell, right? And that the Klingons and the Cardassians and everyone else are at least it's alluded that they're higher up, you know? So, you know, it would have made some sense that Section 31 would have at least tried to have done that and just destroyed the whole Alpha Quadrant in the mirror universe as a preemptive first strike.
Right.
And then that would have brought it all back around to Section 31, what they always, you know, that's their message, that's their motto, right? And I think people would have gotten behind that a little bit better. But I see that Jason is just upset, so I'm sorry.
It's not you. It's not you. I'm just upset.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. And to see Michelle Yeoh it was always fun and great. I just wish it had been more of the Empress and more of the things that we saw her do and her story in Discovery. You know, aligned more in this film. I think that would have been more welcomed by the fans.
Yeah. I mean, a big pro for me was Captain Rachel from the Enterprise C. I thought that was going to have a bigger tie-in to something.
Right.
I was big con. It didn't. There was
there were these things that didn't tie into, and or seemingly makes me feel like there was a much more filmed. There was larger pieces to this, and maybe the cut that we saw just didn't give us any of that. You know?
Release the 31.5 cut, man.
Right, exactly. Right, exactly.
So that was my biggest pro and con, but I thought a lot of the design was cool of the characters, like their costumes were really neat. I loved the they didn't know that cool with the mohawk, the cybernetic mohawk on the side of his face and everything.
Right.
It's Joe Bourgeois, I think his name is. But that was cool. I was expecting a lot more. I thought he was going to be like a mob boss, or because
right, or something like that.
Yeah, the way they portrayed him, or something like big, because like in the early trailer promos and photos, you see her talking, like whispering in his ear. So you're thinking, oh, okay, maybe this is like a big bad guy, and she's got to come in and kind of do stuff. And another thing that was a pro for me was Control. It started out with them talking about Control. I was like, Control. Right. Whoa, wait a minute. Are they back? Like, is something going on? I'm thinking that maybe the big bad in this.
That was a little weird. Yeah, it was weird. Control, when Control was taken out in season 2 of Discovery, right? Yeah, so that which is years after this is Discovery was before this, right? So, you know, and so that was a little interesting for me as well. It's like, oh, wait a minute, why is that happening?
Why are you talking about that? Yeah. So that really threw me off, but I really was hoping that there was going to be a connection. And they were kind of like building these things up from the beginning. Like, okay, we got Rachel Garrett, and we get it. Yeah, we're building up something here. And then it just went, nah.
Right.
That was the biggest con. I was like, seriously? You're not going
to tie this together at some point?
Larger universe at all?
At all. Right.
Nope.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
No, this is going to be a revenge movie. And her lover is getting revenge. It's like, listen, you're the Empress, but did you have to burn my face? Like
with the sword?
With the sword?
Yeah, yes, she did.
That was harsh.
That was establishing dominance right there.
Seriously.
That was wild to me. I was like, wow, where did it go? I did see a lot of it unraveling. It was kind of predictable. It kind of bothered me to have such being so predictable. I thought that was a huge con, because like I would have thrown stuff in there just to throw people off. I'm like, yeah, you might think it's this guy. And then all of a sudden it was like, remember that person in the bar? It was the singer with the really poofy gloves.
Right.
Like I would have done something super random just to be like, I didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? It was so weird that they didn't even bother. They were just like, nah, it's who you suspect. So I think it being very telegraphed was just a
disservice. It wasn't really Chekhov's gun. It was Chekhov's nuclear weapon. Just basically, there's a mysterious guy. It's Sun. That's the guy from the beginning of the movie. It's him.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a mole. Yeah, it's him. Yeah, it's that guy.
Yeah.
I started as like 16 years old. I started on screenplays, working for an indie film director. And the thing about film and even productions like this, you know, when you're in it and you're doing it, you're putting your best forward. You don't know, hit or miss, you don't know. When it's a hit, you don't know. When it's a miss, you don't know. But you're doing your best. And so I think it's fair to say that no one went into this saying that they were thinking, oh, these things would miss. They thought all of these things would hit the way that they wanted them to. And I think it's unfortunate they didn't, all the things didn't hit necessarily the way that they wanted them to for the fans, you know? But it doesn't, it is what it is. You know, Star Trek has done really well and does really well. So, you know, this one doesn't hit exactly on the bullseye.
No, this one was a big miss. Even the cat's coming. I think we're getting more action. The cat's like,
she has very strong opinions too. Not enough grudge.
Not enough grudge.
Not enough grudge.
Yeah, for sure.
Not enough grudge.
Do you think the mistake of this movie was to make it a Fast and the Furious type action movie?
No.
No.
I mean, if you're asking me, I don't know if you're asking Jason.
Yeah, it's an open question to both of you guys.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, I think it really feels to me like there's another cut of this out there. It really feels like that. Because there were so many threads that were starting in the beginning, and then we just never saw them tied up at the end. But no, I just think it needed to. I really don't think it was like, I know a lot of people really say, oh, it was so bad, but I think it needed to identify itself more with Star Trek. And maybe it was trying to be its own thing, which is understandable because Section 31 is, but Section 31 only exists because of Star Trek and the Federation, right? So you still have to always remember, you know, you may be the unruly uncle, but you have to remember the house you're in. And we're in the Star Trek house, right? And so if you're going to rebel and be that unruly uncle, do it in the Star Trek mythos. And I didn't see a lot of that happening. And I think if more of that had happened, even in a Fast and Furious action-packed, action pace, you know, because I've written stuff like that for Trek that's action, you know, and fast pace, but you still have to adhere to certain tenets of Star Trek while you're doing it.
Would it have served the audience better if the Defiant was the ship they were using?
Oh my gosh.
Because we know it has a history of being used in Section 31 from Lower Decks, and then, of course, the same thing in Deep Space Nine.
Well, see, now, you couldn't have used Cisco's Defiant, right?
No, I'm just saying a Defiant.
Right, and you couldn't have used the original Constellation class Defiant because that was in Tholian Web, and then that was again in the Enterprise episode, right? But maybe you could have used, if you really want to tie things through, like a Defiant A, and they're on that, and that has been a Section 31 ship, you know?
Yeah.
And also it would have been a nice tie-in to have at the end of In a Mirror Darkly, Sato she took over the Empire.
Right.
So I was hoping to see like an aged Sato be like assassinated by a young Michelle Yeoh.
That would have been cool.
And that would have tied, that's what I was hoping for. And you could just have it like 3 minutes on screen and you get that tie-in, you know, because people live longer in the future, right? So, right? And
yeah. That would have
been nice, right? So
great, yeah.
There were things I was thinking, hoping for. So
something they need to do on the writing team here, man. That's what I should have called Derek. Just saying.
I'm always here, you know. But yeah, that would have been fun to see, and to give that actress that connection from Enterprise to this would have been really so dope. You know, the fans would have went nuts.
Yeah,
just to see her for like 3 minutes. You know.
Yeah, it would have gotten above 18% rotten on Rotten Tomatoes.
Is that what it's at?
Yeah, it went way down. Wow. Down.
Yeah, but I did like the Terran universe scenes. I liked that stuff. I like, you know, I was like, wow, she killed her family. That's
that was
that's dark.
It's very
dark. But it made sense for the mirror universe. It made sense, if you want to be in control of the Empire, hey, you got to wax your family. You got to do that. So
yeah. Jason?
Oh, goodness. I do think that it needed... I do think that this movie needed more connective tissue to things that the fans like. Because the whole time I was watching this little voice in the back of my head kept screaming, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. This is not what I want to see. And I think that if they had done something different, like have a scene take place on a Federation starship, have Garrett be in uniform. I would love to have seen the Monster Maroon back because it's that time period. Have a couple of Federation starships there. Something that would have just connected this to the wider world of Star Trek, because I'm kind of getting the feeling like they had a studio mandate of, we don't want this to look like a Star Trek movie. We're almost ashamed to be Star Trek. Let's be something cool. And it wasn't. It wasn't. But yeah, that's the thing with this, is that fans like legacy. We like that. I would have loved, whenever you were saying, make it the Defiant A or something like that. I was thinking, why not make it the I can't remember what it's called. The starship that Savick was captaining. Robin Curtis is still out there. She would be about the right age at this point. The Titan. Yeah. Make it the Titan. Why not? Have Garrett be a member of Savick's crew. Have Savick be the one that tells them what's going on and why the Federation can't get involved for some reason. Yeah. I just think just having just that framing device would have been amazing. Yeah. But I don't know. It just didn't want to be a Star Trek movie. Now, I will say, I'm all for Star Trek doing something different, taking chances. That's why I'm really hoping that this atrocity does not kill the direct-to-streaming movies. Yeah, because I want to see them do it again. I want to see them take more chances and be brave. I just got the feeling this movie wasn't brave because it was derivative of everything we've seen before. They borrowed little elements from Men in Black. They borrowed elements from The Fast and the Furious and Mission Impossible. They kept taking things from other better features. And it wasn't, oh, this is such a cool action sequence. It was, oh yeah, this is from Indiana Jones. Yeah, they're going down a big hallway. What is this hallway even for? What is it, like 100 miles long? Who's using it and why? What is this?
Orson Welles said something that even as a kid, I used to study Orson Welles, and I'm going to paraphrase, but he said, you can give people what they want, but not the way that they want it. And I think a lot of fans, especially Star Trek and even Star Wars fans, they say, oh, we want this. But I understand the inclination of studios to not give people exactly what they want, because you shouldn't. I don't think you should. But you should listen, but not give them exactly what they want. Like when I wrote the autobiography, I knew what people wanted, but I didn't give them exactly what they wanted, because you don't want to cater exactly, And I think some of this was like, we're going to give you Section 31 badass movie, but not the way you want it. And it didn't hit exactly the mark that they wanted it to hit.
Yeah. Well, I do know that Cosmic Mom, our original fan of the early Captain Squadron, she loved seeing Common on stage. She was just like, oh, yeah, Common's on the TV, baby. So my mom was very happy to see him, as was I. The cast, I didn't mind. I did think that they could have utilized some of them a little bit differently and would have gone to greater extent to kind of pull everybody together. But there were some cool things that did happen, especially that phase, because we know Georgiou had that issue in Discovery where she couldn't keep her phase in the reality that we had. So I thought that was going to be a plot part of the movie.
Right.
And instead it was just, no, it's a plot device that we're using where we have this phase thing that she can go through walls and stuff. And I remember, didn't they also do that in Next Generation? Didn't Ro and Geordi have an issue where they couldn't phase? And
that was something else that they took from another movie, because the whole phasing through walls fighting thing was directly from Ant-Man and the Wasp. They took it from that movie.
Look at that. Well, I was trying to bring up something cool about the movie, but you managed to shoot that down too.
Sorry. I'm sorry to bring reality to your fantasy.
Like, I've never been. This is for me. This is interesting as a writer, being listening to what fans do and break it down. Like, wow, man, it's like okay.
What petty little jerkwads! Wow, this is fascinating.
I gotta put that in my
Could you please continue with the petty bickering?
Yeah. So, the other interesting thing, anybody else think that the one character was Borg survivor or some type of?
Oh, right, yeah.
The walking can opener, the walking dumb can opener.
Yeah.
No, he was Thor.
He was Thor.
He was Thor. Yeah. No, he was Thor. That was the character. It was basically, hey, we want Thor in our movie. Make this character Thor.
Wow.
Not any of the powers. We just want the personality from Thor Ragnarok.
Oh.
Well, how about a cyborg with an Aussie accent? Perfect. Let's do that.
Could have been our buddy VHS Jace.
Could have been. Could have been. Of course, VHS Jace would have gotten out there in that suit and read the script and goes, this is bullshit, and left. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to fire at Will. We're going to hear more from Derek about Derek and everything Derek's up to. And we're going to say hi to everybody hanging out in the chat. We've got a lot of comments, so I'm very excited about that.
Awesome.
Let's go. Fire on that Will.
Fire to Will.
It's the laugh. Derek, thank you again for joining us in the Captain's Quadrant. Please tell everyone that doesn't already know, because a couple of them do, but please tell them about your show, about your book, and lots about you.
All right. Thank you so much, Joe. I'm Derek Tyler Attico. I'm a speculative fiction author. I've written short stories for Star Trek. I've written for Star Trek Adventures, the role-playing game. And last year, I wrote the autobiography of Benjamin Sisko, and which I really was really an honor to do. And a lot of people are enjoying it, which I'm very thankful for. And I'm also a podcaster for a show called Soul the Story, and which is under Sci-Fi Sisters Inc. And my second season starts next month. And what we do on Soul the Story is we talk to established artists in different genres, painters, musicians. We're going to talk to photographers, artists, and of course writers. And we just ask them about the soul of their story and how they perceive storytelling through their particular medium, and trying to have a interesting conversation that everyone can sit back and listen to or watch and enjoy.
Awesome. I would be remiss, but we will have the podcast notes with the direct links to both of those so that you guys can reach out to Derek and the Sci-Fi Sisters and enjoy some of the times on their great shows. So now we have the tumultuous task of saying hello to everybody in the chat. So we got hello from the Final Frontier and Mirror Universe. That's our friend D-Man. He was the luckiest one of us because he was in the movie.
Oh,
yeah, he got to be one of those guards for Philippa Georgiou when she became Empress. So that they kept beaming in. He was
right.
Yeah, nice. One of the first set. Like as soon as the first set that they beam in and they pan, he's right there. It's like, oh, I know him.
Nice.
Cool. And he the man can keep secrets too, because he kept secrets for a very long time. Secrets I don't think I could have kept.
That's good.
I would have been
good.
Like, I was in this movie, man.
No.
Yeah, no, he kept it for a year.
He didn't tell us until the trailer hit. Then he goes, I could have in the movie.
Exactly. Crusher Convo podcast, Mirror Only here. And he survived another Trek. That's right, because he was in Strange New Worlds and he didn't die there. And he survived in this too. So well done.
All right.
And then we got a nice happy birthday to you, Eric.
Oh.
So very awesome. We got 2 happy birthdays. I set a phaser to fun once. It didn't end well.
I did too. It just started vibrating weirdly. I don't know what that was about.
That might have been a different show.
Yeah, that's Section 31 After Dark. Wow. My Favorite Universe says, I enjoyed Section 31. Wow.
Okay.
I won't hold that against you. I'm glad. Listen. If you get joy from something that I did not get joy, I'm happy for you. That's all I have to say. I'm not one of those people who's just like, how dare you disagree with me? No, if you got joy from it and you enjoyed it, that's awesome. I'm happy. I didn't, but I'm glad you did.
Yeah. Yes, D-Man was in it, and he was in Strange New World. So
yes, with his perfectly sculpted chin standing there going, I'm a member of the Terran Empire.
Yeah. You will bow before me. Ding! Yeah. It's going to be on his Blue Sky, just not all of the photos yet. So we got some stuff coming out there. Be sure to follow us on Blue Sky. We're available at Captain Squadron. May say Spectrum Sancto, but that's because you can't change your handle.
You can find me on Dattico, Dattico, on social media everywhere, just under that handle.
All right, great. That'll also be in the podcast notes, along with ours. Nothing was there in the movie, even the actors. Jeez. Some brutalness. It was this Philip Bryan. It was jumbled and frustrating. It was clearly missing the emotional weight that Trek does so well.
It was fake. It was super fake.
Yes. Oh my God. In my defense, there are a lot of guards.
He's the one. He's the one with the perfect chin.
Yes.
Yeah. Just look for him. Yeah.
Now I have to go back and look for you, D-Man.
Yeah. You got to go watch it. You got to watch it again.
I got to watch it again.
Yeah. There you go.
You can skip to the scene. It's fine.
When Star Trek V came out, a lot of people were like, "Oh, Shatner destroyed it." I watched Star Trek V now. I'm like, you know what? This film has merit. This film has really good parts of it. So, we'll all take a breath, and you don't know what we'll be saying.
Yeah, that's true. The time does change.
Time changes things.
and right now, Nemesis is no longer the worst of the list.
Right? I mean, time changes things.
Nemesis. I love Nemesis. After the Hill I'm Gonna Die On. I absolutely love that movie. This is a group of people that met each other for them to have a report like you would expect from another Trek franchise. It required time. So that makes me question: was this originally supposed to be a show, and then they just couldn't afford to keep Michelle?
It was a reworked pilot, and you can tell. I think that's why it seems like there's so many balls in the air at the end, because they were expecting a TV show later. And honestly, they should have revised it better. Quite honestly, I'm gonna catch hate for this. Philippa should have died at the end.
Oh,
when the ship blowed up, that should have been the end. That should have been it. Bringing her back like almost immediately was so cheap. So cheap. Did not like it.
Wow.
Or have her go back to the mirror universe, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Just do something.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't think she wants to be there now.
Yeah, it sucks.
So now have her back someplace where she doesn't want to be.
I thought we were talking about Michelle Yeoh.
And no.
No, Philippa is. Go back.
Philippa, have her be back in the mirror universe because she's changed now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now have her back in the mirror universe and trying to get back to Prime. That would be interesting too. I mean, there's a lot of ways it could. But I do feel like there's a cut out there because I really feel like it was meant to be one thing and then it was cut to become something else. So that's not that's unfortunate.
I agree.
Quite honestly, you actually just reminded me of something else about this movie that bothers me, and I do think that this film was this is a serious criticism. I think that this film did a huge disservice to Philippa Georgiou because all throughout Discovery we had this wonderful character arc of her redemption. And all up until that last episode where she went through the Guardian of Forever to go back in time, you just had a feeling you were watching a different person go back there, and she was going to do really good in the universe. And what do we see whenever we see her again? It's the same person. No change. No change. Basically, it's like season 1, Terran Emperor Georgiou. And she's eating an eyeball, for goodness sake. I've changed. No, you haven't. You haven't. The only time that they even talk about her changing is whenever Philippa Georgiou goes, no, you don't understand. I've changed. And Garrett walks in. Hey, what you doing in here? Get out of here before I stab you in the face with my stiletto heel. Yeah, it was such a disservice to her character.
Well, her character did say at one point, hey, it's tough to be a dictator until you get a conscience. So that was her line.
Yeah, remember that made up for all the other times whenever she wasn't changed at all.
And, she created the godsend, which is kind of like dope because that's like definitely something that old Philippa would have done, right? Something like that. And the fact that she's trying to retrieve this thing and destroy it, that says a lot. But we could have probably used some more dialogue, to bring that to the forefront.
That whole bit, whenever they said, yes, it's called the God's End. What, God's End or God's End? All of that was basically like amateur Guardians of the Galaxy dialogue.
Yeah.
Like, that's another huge influence on this movie, is they wanted their own Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm. D-Man said earlier, maybe I wasn't only a guard, so we might see him. Somebody else. We're going to pull him in. We're going to get you back, D-Man. We're going to get you back on.
You were the singer, weren't you?
Oh.
Thought that chin looked familiar.
Uh-oh. My Figure Universe says, I disagree. Code of Honor is by far worse than anything.
I'm going to agree. Code of Honor is rancid.
That's a pretty bad
rancid.
One. Yeah, that's a pretty bad one.
Crusher said, now I'm going to go rewatch instead of Where's Waldo? It's Detective.
My eyes have gotten so bad I can't, pick people out of a crowd anymore, so I just need to break down and go get glasses.
Yeah, I need to wear my glasses. I think somebody had mentioned it or later on, but I was playing a video game. This is random, but and I couldn't see this press this button to do whatever, and I'm like, what button? I just pull out my phone and zoom.
It's time. It's time, Joe. It's time.
I was like, I really need to wear my glasses. And I just bought a new cleaner, so you figure. Anyway, it's I have to read comments, and sometimes I'm like, I'm all anyway. I think you and I were watching two different films.
I wish I was watching a different film.
Exactly, My Figure Universe. Call of Honor will always be the worst. I didn't think it was that bad. Jeez. I think the actors did a great job from Crusher Combo. I just think the story was where it should be.
Yeah, I don't think it was the actors. I think the actors did a good job for, what they had.
There was one cheesy line that Michelle gave. It was you're not supposed to die, or I order you not to die, or something like that. It was just okay, that's
yeah.
But that's when she was anyway. I have a feeling I'm going to be one of those people that defends this film for years to come. All right, it'll be you, me, and Nemesis. D-Man says it was an honor to be back in Star Trek again. And then I forget Universe says, I think this movie will eventually be a cult classic.
Right.
Look at terrible films like Toxic Avenger. That movie was god awful, but yet it's still a classic and everyone loves it. Okay. That Philip Bryan. Suicide Squad was a Suicide Squad of a bad Charlie's Angels and Warlords.
Oh man,
I guess we're mixing this.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Man, I believe this
that would make Jamie Lee Curtis Charlie. It's good morning, Angels. Good morning, Charlie. Now get out of that box before I stab you in the face.
I believe this is more of a homage towards Ocean's 11.
More like Ocean's 13, but okay.
Yeah. I gotta put this next comment up from My Figure Universe. I can see a good bit of Charlie's Angels, Suicide Squad, and The Fifth Element. That's a great reference to bring up Fifth Element.
Oh my God, it was The Fifth Element too.
Yeah, I thought Fifth Element the whole time. That was
just taking stuff from better movies.
And then, damn it, Joe, you can't review something you haven't watched yet. No, I did see it. It was just I didn't recognize Jamie Lee Curtis. I was like, who really? Oh. So anyway, we're already in terrible spoilers. Let's see. Same Jason. It was WTF? It's Jamie, and I knew the voice sounded familiar in the beginning. So mad I didn't recognize her. Yeah. Okay. Oh, our friend Talking Tubi, our former co-host, he has entered the chat. It's probably long gone by now.
Oh dear.
Yeah. You want to read this in Aussie?
Okay. What a waste of the title Section 31. Used to incite mystery and intrigue, but now Section 31 will be associated with his tragedy. Shrimp on the barbie, crocodile hunter, crocodile Dundee.
Well done.
And that's the last time he'll visit us. I ruined it.
Yeah, probably.
I chased the unicorn away.
Aw.
Come back here, unicorn, come back. Screw off, I hate you. Nay.
Just so you know, folks, you get a little bit of a comedy show every time you come into the Captain's Party. So make sure you subscribe. Come back next Friday. We're going to get into some wild stuff in Wormhole.
And I got to say also, check out our friend's show, Talking Tubi. Yeah. It's something special. It's really good.
It's really good. His second episode was even better than the first one. If you could believe it. They should have got him to do a Section 31. You and Derek get them together. I think Section 31 is a title that can be used over and over and over again with different groupings and different people.
Yeah.
Section 31, we're sorry.
Yes, Section 31. See, we're
Section
better now.
31. We can't afford Michelle this time.
Yeah, she's never going to be back.
Section 31. All fuzz all the time.
Yeah. Oh, God. You were great, of course, as a D-Man. D-Man again reminds us that he survived. No red shirt for you, D-Man. I think we need at least 2 more really good movies to wash out the taste of this. Jeez.
You know what I want to see? At the end of season 2 of Disco, Ash Tyler was the head of Section 31.
Yeah.
So let's see what that was like, Let's go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there are so many avenues in Star Trek that you could do a streaming movie about. You wouldn't have to break the bank. I actually think that movies streaming on Paramount would actually be benefiting from a lower budget because you'd have to concentrate more on the story than anything else. And there are just so many things they could take a chance on. Something with Ash Tyler. You could do something with some of these other characters, like I don't know. We could even take some. Do a legacy movie. Oh my gosh, that would be perfect. Do a legacy.
His fighting skills, and he's the doctor. That's nuts. You could use the sets during the downtime of a season for Strange New Worlds. You could use the sets of the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Garrick and Bashir on their honeymoon. Something like that. Yeah. It's canonical. Die mad about it.
Not in front of the Klingons.
No, Julian. In front of the Klingons.
Yeah, especially in front of the Klingons.
And
especially in front of the Klingons.
Especially.
Joe, put on your glasses. You can't read. I know. I need to get my glasses. I do agree that I think her dying at the end would have made it more dramatic. Yeah.
I don't think Michelle's going to come back.
No.
And there's just like, yeah, I would like for her to come back and do a better movie, but I just don't think that. I don't think that she's going to come back after this. Yeah. She just didn't look that invested.
Maybe she will.
Maybe. I hope so, because I want to see her come back.
Yeah, I want to see her come back.
I love Michelle Yeoh. I love the Emperor. I want to see them more. I want to see them in something better.
Her not changing just says evil never changes. Well, we're experiencing that.
Wow.
This week. I just saw this stuff. Like, wow, evil hasn't changed, just his shirt. New tie, maybe. I like Nemesis. I hate Insurrection.
Me too. Remember, I ran away to Egypt, then have to watch the movie again.
Wow.
Yeah. Nemesis was a better movie than Insurrection.
Over there in the middle of the Sahara Desert going, well, I'm burning up, but at least I'm not watching Nemesis. I'm not watching Insurrection.
Yeah, that's true. It's not Fuzz anymore. It's Wisp now. Beverly Crusher movie, please.
I would love to see a Beverly Crusher.
Yeah.
I agree. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I'd like to see a return of Short Trek. Yes, that would be amazing. I think it would be great.
Bring back the Short Treks.
And it would be cheap.
Voyager Backup Doctor. Is it Backup Doctor? Is there something I missed there?
Yeah, from that one episode it took place 900 years in the future, and the Doctor's backup program is woken up, and everybody has this weird view of the future. I can't remember what it's called, but it's really good.
It's really good. It's really good.
That's my theory, is that the Doctor who's going to show up in Starfleet Academy is that version.
Oh, that might be.
But I kind of want it to be the Voyager Doctor. I want it to be that guy. I want my old friend back, and I'm so happy he's coming back.
Right. Yeah, I was really good.
Crusher Short Treks. Jeez, Louise.
Yeah.
Living Witness. That's it. I love that episode.
Wow. All right, so now I got to go back and find
Voyager's best episodes were the ones that were like adjacent, like Living Witness, and there was the one about the dinosaurs. I loved that one.
That's one of my favorite ones because it's like 20 minutes before you even see anyone of Voyager. That's what I loved about that episode.
Me too.
Great episode. Yeah.
Interesting.
Distant Origin. Cool. That's it.
Distant Origin. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh wow. Well, that is going to wrap it up for our dive into the comments. Thank you, everybody.
That was fun.
In the fun of Captain's Quadrant tonight.
Yeah, that was fun.
And that's going to wrap up our show. We have watched a movie, and we have talked
certainly
about
have. We have watched a movie.
And we have watched a movie. And I'm very grateful to everybody that made the time to come and say hello and comment, be a part of the show. It really means a lot. And Derek, again, thank you a million times for hanging out with us.
Thank you for having me.
This was a lot of fun. Be sure to check out the links below in the podcast notes where you can find Derek, his book, and his new show that's coming out for its second season. Next season. Yeah, next
book
month,
2.
Right?
Oh, yep. Second season. Yep. We may have some guests from Star Trek on the show. Maybe. Yeah. So check it out.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
We'll be there. We'll do the same. We'll have some more guests. If you wouldn't mind, please go back and check out our amazing interview with the Star Wars elite, Mr. David Barclay. This was a great foray into the amazing world of animatronics. It was a great interview. We got into his world, talking about him working on the largest animatronic figure at the time. That's Jabba the Hutt. He actually not only was Jabba the Hutt, but he was also the voice for the actors to play off of Jabba the Hutt.
Nice.
During the filming of that. So that is available out now. You can listen to it on your downloaded podcast streaming services or right here on YouTube. Check out our video section. So until next time, keep your secrets safe, but don't go into another universe. Thanks again, everybody. Take care.
Take care, everybody.
Bye. Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper. That was fun.